Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kevin or Kev. This is Minis by Kev and I'm a miniaturist living in New England who likes to make miniatures of a lot of different kinds of stuff. If you're not new here, you know that I recently moved. And in that move, I set up this studio. It was originally a different studio in the house and then now it's this studio. I moved cross country multiple times in the last couple years. A lot of my miniatures got broken. Even this swan boat, the acrylic box collapsed. Luckily it did not break. It's actually a really good brand one, which I think it's like a knockoff. It's like a white label one, but it's really good. A lot of my miniatures broke. Like a lot of my miniatures broke. I could think of at least 4 off the top of my head that are broken, maybe more. So in this week's video, I'm gonna go ahead and try and fix some of them. I just have a lot of miniatures. I have a lot of miniatures laying around that I want to fix, and I just thought, why not make a video about it and see, have some people come along with me and help me, well, help me. Maybe this, I don't know how I was gonna help you. I mean, help me, but maybe it'll help you if your miniatures have been broken to try and figure out how to fix these things. Because some of them, I don't really know how I'm gonna fix. I have one thing that worked really bad, the base plate. I don't know how I'm gonna fix that. This will be a little bit of a fun journey for all of us, so I take you along with me. Also, I took off this sweater because I thought it was too close to my skin tone. Realized my t-shirt, also pretty close to my skin tone in a different kind of way. It's very, very unfortunate clothing choice for this week. Gonna go ahead and turn on the camera and we're gonna get started working on fixing up some of my miniatures that I broke in this move. The many moves, there's been like 3. It's getting old. So the first thing I think I'm gonna work on fixing is this. This actually kind of broke very soon after I made it because this little piece it was already broken when I got this. I think I used like a toothpick maybe to put this in here and it broke pretty quickly after making it. And this is supposed to be like my demon baby thing. But also this warped pretty bad as you can see, which is why it broke off this, because even though this, I need to stop shaking the freaking camera. Because even though this, like this little piece broke, I was like, oh, maybe that's still kind of like part of it because, you know, it's supposed to be scary, spooky. But then it broke off this. I need to find a way to flatten this. The issue is, I don't really know. You can see the white on the boards when I do this though, which I don't really like, but it is what it is. It's already broken. I don't really have anything else I can do. I need to probably glue this to something and clamp it. But what do I glue it to that's going to be really strong and sturdy? I don't have any wood or anything. I'm gonna have to look around the studio and see if I can find anything. This I think will be easy fix. I just need to get another, what's it called? Toothpick. Little toothpick. I think that'll be easy. Oh, I'm thinking about redoing this side too, so let me just take this out. Yep, okay, see? I just had 2 of these and they broke. So that was bound to happen eventually. But I still like the idea of it being able to swing. I'll just redo that with another, did I say Q-tip? I meant toothpick. No, I did say toothpick. Let's get started on fixing this. I'm gonna have to look around my studio and decide what I'm going to glue this to and clamp it to get it to lay flat. I thought about doing another piece of mat board, because now that I'm looking at this, this might be, is this mat board? I'm not even entirely sure if this is mat board. This might actually be chipboard. That might be the reason why it warped. But I mean, I know the reason why it warped is because I put this down and the moisture and the glue, as it glued, kind of just pull it all in. And yeah, I'm going to need to, I don't like that you can see the white in there though. It kind of drives, see, look at that. That kind of drives me nuts. But you know what? I just need to, I don't remember how this was glued on here now. Like this? Oh yeah, because this wasn't right here. I just need to get it done. And maybe I can deal with painting some of it later. But let's go ahead and get started on fixing the demon baby miniature. So I have these little fancy toothpicks that I got. Bentley House Miniatures had them on her list on her website, I believe. And I like the decorativeness of these. I don't have any regular ones, otherwise I wouldn't waste one of the fun ones, but I just think they're cool. Just gonna shake the camera a little bit. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. I don't know if I've showed this yet, but look, I got a new one for Christmas, which is exactly what I needed. Which is exactly what I needed. I needed a new, what are they called? Cutter thing. Beautiful. Well, that was crooked. That's my fault though. I just realized these are kind of angled. Are they supposed to be like that? That's kind of interesting. My last ones aren't like that. It's just gonna take some getting used to, I guess. Why aren't they flat though? That's interesting. It's cutting at an angle when I don't want it to. I guess I don't really understand how to use these yet. Every single cut is, okay. Let me try this on popsicle stick. Maybe I'm just doing this wrong. Who knew this was gonna turn into me trying out new things today? See, I just feel like this is strange that it bends when it should be flat when I'm cutting, but I mean, that seems to be straight. Maybe these are too flimsy. I'll just have to go back to cutting them with the X-Acto knife and hope for the best. Okay, let's see here. Let's just go ahead and start working on these. I'm just talking to myself. So one thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that my microphone broke. I don't really know what happened. I think that maybe, my house is very cold, and the only thing I can think of, my house is very staticky in the winter. The only thing I can think of is I sat down at my desk and I felt a shock go through my computer, which isn't great. And, oh, maybe I should use the decorative piece. That could be kind of cool, right? I felt like a shock go through and my computer monitors kind of like flashed weird, and then my microphone stopped working. like completely stopped working, and I can't get it to fix. So I'm probably going to have to keep doing these live voiceovers, at least for right now, because microphones are expensive. Until I can get a new one, I'm gonna have to keep doing this. So hopefully you guys and gals are actually fine with these live talking pieces. Anyway, I'm gonna cut these down and I'm just gonna go ahead and put these in. Put these in and it works, but I forgot that the reason why I can't really glue this in is if I glue it, this will not rock. And right now it's rocking. So I think I'm just gonna have to occasionally fix this. If you can think of a way for me to do this where I can rock it, but still have it glued in, let me know. Because last time I tried, I forgot I had to take it apart after I glued it. I had to like kind of bust it out to get it to rock again. Cause I like the fact that it moves, you know? It gives it a fun little, I don't know. It's fun. Let's set it to the side. And now it's time to figure out what to glue this to. So let me look around my studio and see what I've got. I think what I've decided I'm gonna do is I actually don't know if this is even going to work. Is I'm going to do these this direction and then do another set the other direction. I'm hoping that'll work to make it more rigid. And I think it curved like this because of the slant of the boards. And I thought about maybe doing a slant the other way. I just don't know if that'll work. Maybe. I mean, I think I'd still need to do 2 layers. So maybe I'll do that. Actually, maybe I'll do slants. So many options. That might be the way to go, actually. I'm gonna still need to do, because like if I hold this like this, you can see the gap, and then maybe if it forces it back down, I will do that actually instead. I'm gonna do the slants. And let's hope this works. I still need to do 2 levels because what I'm gonna do afterwards is after I put the 2 on here, there's going to be a noticeable, you know, ridge. So I'm going to use one of these coffee stirs and just do like a little border around the edge and then paint it like black or something. So for now, I'm gonna go ahead and start cutting a bunch of these tongue depressors and go from there. I'm a little, not like stressed, it's not the right word for it. Discouraged that I think this is not going to work, but let's fingers crossed. So I'm in the middle of having that dry. It's not completely done, but I need it to like partially dry before I keep going. I think that I need to slowly mold it. So let's move all this stuff out of the way. This is not one of my miniatures, but it's just a miniature I got from the thrift store that came broken, and I'd like to go ahead and fix it. And I've been putting it off, and I figure the best time to do it is probably now then, when I'm already fixing things, and that is this little model ship. It just broke here, and it broke here, and I've been putting this off for like 6 months, and I figure now's the best time to do it. Now's the best time to go ahead and just fix it while I already have all the fixing stuff out. And really all it's gonna take is a little bit of wood glue, and I've been putting it off. So I'm sorry if you only came here for original miniatures. I'm just doing this real quick. I need to figure out, I guess I can use one of these. I need to be real careful about putting too much glue on this. I'm just gonna dab it on. It looks like it was just 2 of the sticks kind of snapped at some point, which they are very like fragile, so I'm not surprised. This whole thing's kind of fragile. It's probably not like the most expensive one. It's probably just from like a gift shop or something, but you know, that doesn't mean it doesn't deserve to be treated well. It's still cute, it's still nice. There we go. That one just needs to set now. It might not be the prettiest fixing job because I might have over glued, but you know what? It's just gonna sit on my shelf. It's just for me, and I just think we should treat all miniatures with respect, even if they're just gift shop miniatures, you know? This is a little wobbly, which makes me feel like at some point it's gonna come out, so I need to be careful with that. But if so, I can just glue it back in. Just glue it back in. Okay, I'm gonna dab on some glue on the broken part. And this is not the first time I've bought broken miniature boats. I've given them as gifts before. I have some friends that like them, so. This one though is the most broken I think I've gotten. And because these are so fragile, I'm a little worried. This fix may not hold up forever. Like this one doesn't really want to go in. Kind of just trying to match it back up like a puzzle piece to see where the broke part was. However, this one doesn't really want to hold. The back one was easy. This top one, well, now the back one kind of looks like it's moving a little bit. Dang it. Why can't you guys just do what I want you to do? I think the top one is the weight. Maybe I need to hold it for a minute while it sets. I'm just gonna over glue it. It's whatever, this one's for me. It's not for anybody, so. It's fine if it's not the best. Maybe hot glue would have worked better, but I think hot glue would have gotten everywhere. Whereas wood glue, I think will hold better long term. I think I definitely need to hold this one in place for a little bit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the camera because I'm just gonna hold this. Not gonna lie, that was kind of more difficult than I thought it was gonna be. Next is this. So this is my skee ball machine, quite dusty. As you can see, it's gotten quite beat up. The bottom little piece is missing. Well, it's not missing, it's right here. Does this still work? I actually haven't turned this on in a long time. Where's the switch? Oh, there it is. Okay, let's see if it still works. Oh, look at that. That's fun. This was actually a piece of a Dollar Tree toy that I kind of like ripped out. So if If you want to see that video, I'll link above. I'll link all of them as I go. So I definitely need to redo the entire cage part, and it's like, it was always bad. To be honest, I was never super happy with all of this. This was like badly super glued together. This was actually, I don't remember if I went over it in the video, but this mesh part was from a Dollar Tree sieve thing for kitchens, and it's like falling apart. It definitely needs to come off. I'm gonna go ahead and take that off actually really quick. I'm gonna replace majority of this. By majority, I mean all of it. I might keep this part. Even that I might redo. I don't know. Let's just get it off first. Look, it wasn't even done very well, to be honest. Like, this glue is crazy. Oh, is that wire always visible? Oh no. Okay, good thing I still have this paint. Oh no, it kind of ripped it way more than I thought it was going to. Okay, I still have this paint though. It's not that big of a deal. I'm gonna have to fix that, but that's fine. I have the paint for that. I don't remember this wire in here being visible. So did that fall down? Did it get ripped out? Oh, I can kind of push it back up. Okay. So one thing about this is I was never super happy about this backboard either, even when I made, like this video went up. And I've been thinking about replacing it for a long time because I looked up the dimensions of a skee ball machine. And this is what it said to do, but this looks like a lot of dead space to me. And I don't really understand. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, maybe in the future. I just feel like now would be the best time to fix it, right? But I think that I would end up having to destroy quite a bit of this to get that off. I just damaged it a little bit more right here too. I think it would take a lot to get this off without completely gutting this entire thing. I don't really want to do that. I just feel like this is a lot of dead space. I feel like when I remember playing skee ball as a kid, it was like down to here, not way up here. But the skee ball schematics I found online, this is what it said. I don't know. I've always been kind of, not embarrassed, disappointed with how this turned out. I didn't say that in the video, but at least I don't think I did. You can't even really see that there. If you haven't watched that video, there is some like skee balls in here. I bought these beads specifically for this project. I've never used another single one. I still have them. Maybe I'll use them in the future, but yeah, I need to redo this entire cage system. I can't decide if I want to reuse these or not, because they're already the correct shape. Where was this even at? Was it the correct shape? Oh, this one's bent out of shape, that's why. This one's the correct shape. These were really difficult to do, but this is really bent too. Decisions. This I think was made out of paper clips. I think I'm gonna have to redo this entire cage part. And the thing is, when I was cutting this, these were like flying off everywhere and getting stuck in feet around the house. It was not, a lot of anger was happening at me. It was not pretty. These things are not meant to be cut up. I do have something to replace it with though. My friend Bridget gave me one of these. Did she give me the mesh wire or the premium mesh wire? This feels like, I got one of these for something else. This is so weird. Why is one mesh wire, one's premium mesh? Did she not? She gave these to me, I think, right? Or did she give me something else? Let me go check. Okay, these are not the ones my friend Bridget got me. These ones I bought for something completely different. And it's a good thing because these are too big. This is the ones she gave me, these wire form, which is meant for like crafting. And I'm going to use at least, well, obviously just some of it for this because I think it's the right size. These are pretty similar. This is dangerous, this is not. Use this stuff. So I'm gonna use these for the caging part, and then I don't really know what to use for like the bars, because this, like I said, this was a paper clip and it got really bent out of shape very easily, and it is a really weird shape. I'm kind of just like, do I want to fix this? I don't know. Sometimes when you're like, I didn't love it to begin with. I mean, I like it, but it didn't turn out how I wanted. Do you want to waste time on it? But it's not really wasting time. I need to fix it. Let's go ahead and start with the bottom part though, because this is gonna be the easiest part to fix. Which part's the bottom? That's the question. Why did I used hot glue for a lot of this, which might be why a lot of them ended up falling apart, because hot glue, if it gets too hot, which I don't think this is what happened, but hot glue, if it gets too hot, can melt again. I don't think that's what happened, but I do know that hot glue doesn't hold as well, at least in my opinion, as other glues. Let's go ahead and reattach its feet. Which side looks better? I didn't realize this wasn't flat on that side. That's gonna dry, and that'll be done with that part. And then I'll go ahead and start working on the mesh cage. I'm gonna put this to the side for now. Like, look at this. This is bad. I don't know. I use a lot of hot glue on this project. I don't know why. Maybe I was afraid it's gonna fall apart. Joke's on me, fell apart anyway. My dog is running around in the background if you can hear that. But yeah, this is not the greatest. Why did I do this? I don't know. The things you do in the past and you're like, why did I do that? I don't know. If I was smart, I would go back to see what colors I used on this project originally. I'm not smart and honestly a little lazy, so I'm going to actually go ahead while this is drying, the foot part. I'm gonna go ahead and try and touch this up. I'm pretty sure this is the yellow I used. It looks the same. So we're about to find out. You hear me scream, you know why. Yeah, it's the same yellow. I'm gonna go ahead and touch this up because, ow, that stabbed me. See, that's what I'm saying, it stabbed me. It was kind of a nightmare to work with originally. I wouldn't recommend it. There's certain things I try to like DIY if I can, just to like save money and also be resourceful where I can. I mean, I guess it wasn't like resourceful that I had to go out and buy it. I didn't already own it. But I don't know. I think crafting supplies can sometimes be very expensive. And so I was trying to do something that would be cheaper for like people. If somebody else wanted to recreate this, oh, follow this, do this. It doesn't always work out. That was one of those instances where I would not recommend it because it did not work out. It's a little strange going back and working on miniatures that you have already completed that are old, because I'm looking at this project and this project is over a year old now. In fact, it might be closer to 2 years old. Hoping this is the paint I use, lipstick red. That doesn't sound right, but we're gonna find out. Anyway, it's interesting going back to see miniatures that are this old because I haven't looked at this project up close in a very long time. Why isn't this paint coming out? That looks very red. Do I risk it? That looks very red. Oh no, did I use cardinal red? Let's find out. I really should look, but I'm just not, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like looking, you know? Pretty sure it was this red. That's why I have less of it. If it's not the right red, I'll just paint over it again. It's really weird, going back again. It's really weird going back to a miniature that you made years ago and seeing like what you did, and you can kind of like take a step back and you see some flaws with it, things you did that nowadays I wouldn't, like this isn't the end of the world, but you can see like some wrinkles in here. There's just stuff that I think I would have done differently, and honestly, had I not been coming back to touch this up and fix it, I would not even ever notice these things. So it's interesting, it kind of makes me want to go back and look at some of my other miniatures that I've done over time and just see like, what would I have done differently? What did I do in this instance? This is definitely the right red, so it's a good thing I questioned that. But it's just interesting seeing like what I did, what I would do differently, and like how things are holding up. Because there's certain things on here that are not the greatest quality, but they're not horrible either, if that makes sense. They're fine. They're fine quality. And it makes me feel, sometimes I wonder, am I getting any better at doing this? Are my skills growing? And then I go back and look at stuff like this, and oh yeah, I've definitely gotten better. And I don't mean that in like a braggy way. I just mean I'm definitely better than I used to be. So if you're ever questioning your skills or wondering if you've gotten any better, just go back and look at your old projects, because it's interesting. Almost a little humbling. Almost a little humbling to go back and look at some of your old projects. I'm trying to figure out how to light this project. It's quite big. Now I gotta figure out what silver I used, because I know I ran out of one of my silvers. I can't remember if this is Posca Pen or if this is Arteza's silver, or was it a Liquitex? It might have been a Liquitex silver, actually. I'm gonna try the Liquitex because I have it here. I don't think that silver is different depending on where you get it from, right? I'm pretty sure this is Posca Pen though, and that's why it's so thick, why the lines are so thick, but I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it. Yeah, I think silver is silver no matter which one you're using, but I'm pretty sure I used Posca Pen for this because I thought it'd be easier. Not the greatest, but not the worst. Again, my skills may have gotten better, but they're not perfect. The thing is with silver is it doesn't go on very thick. It's almost transparent, and you kind of have to do multiple layers. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I used a Posca for multiple reasons, but one of the reasons being that it looks cleaner on the other parts, and it's harder to get a cleaner line when you're painting it on rather than just rawing it on with a Posca Pen. I don't know if I like the way that looks, actually. Let's just see how much I can get off. Well, basically all came off. I'm gonna go back over the yellow, and then I'm gonna try and see if I can find my Posca Pen. I haven't used it in a very long time. I used to do like Posca paintings a long time ago. I don't know if I know where that's at though. I'll have to look. And if not, I'll just redo this. Okay, I'm gonna redo that later with Posca or just the silver from Liquitex, although it is almost empty, so I have to be really careful not to use the rest of it. I think the rest of this is good. I mean, not good. It also needs to be dusted quite badly. That's an embarrassing amount of dust. Can you see that? I mean, it's been on a shelf and then in a box for like a year. Can you see that? Can you see the difference? So this has been in storage and then on a shelf for a while, so I'm not really surprised it looks like this. It's just a lot. Okay, this is gonna be put to the side, and we're gonna come back to, oh no, the more I try and fix things, the more that things break. Check back in on this. It's like a whole layer of teddy bear skin came off. That's pretty gross, but at least I'll be able to see the exact imprint. I need to see how this is gluing. How are you doing? Better. Not perfect. I might need to wait till this is completely dry though. This may not be a one day project for me, which I thought it was going to be, fixing this. I need to do 2 pieces right here. This was kind of dumb. I should have, probably should have cut that and done 2 pieces here too, but whatever. I'm going to go ahead and I think put this stuff to the side and let it dry. I just think it will work better if okay. I don't have enough clamps to do the whole other side, so I think I need to let this dry on one side so I can do the other side. Okay. Let's put this to the side as well. I have other projects to fix. Let's go grab one. So one of the other things that happened, which you can kind of see here, my desk is kind of a mess, but even besides that, this is just a big project. So it's kind of hard to show on camera. I'm trying to figure out how to show you on camera, to be honest. This is my abandoned Tunnel of Love miniature, which is probably one of my favorite things I've ever made. However, the box that it was in kind of collapsed in the move, even though I had it in acrylic box that was then inside of basically like a bookshelf square from IKEA. That did not hold up. It fell apart, and when I opened it up, it smelled really bad of resin, which is like kind of surprising because this project's over a year old now. I feel like the higher up the camera is, the more it shakes. I really gotta figure this out. As you can see, there's some stuff in here that I don't know if you ever got to see. Like, there's supposed to be water leaking in here that you can see in here. It's just kind of fun. I never closed off the top because this is actually where the lighting mechanism is, and it is remote controlled, but I didn't know how to close this off in a way that would still allow me to access this with, like, I can't permanently glue this on. So I haven't still to this day figured out how to actually do this, but you get a little bit of the inside here too. This is actually a poop bag roll from my dog's poop bags. No poop on it, but if you have a dog and you walk them, you know they like the poop bags. In the middle, there's like a little cardboard tube. That's what these are. This is what's actually holding this part together because it was the right size. Yeah, I'm quite proud of this. This is not really broken. Well, that's not true. The head on this, let me get closer so I can stop shaking it. You might be able to see, but the head on this was actually really badly bent when I opened it up because one of the acrylic sides had collapsed on it. It was always slightly askew, but now it's pretty noticeable. As you can see here, it's really, really far over. However, I've decided that I'm not going to be upset about it, and that hopefully it just kind of looks like it is abandoned. So hopefully it just kind of fits in. I have to be careful because there is actual broken glass on this. These are, this is actual glass that these are like tubes that you can buy for like earrings or something, and I broke one of them so I could glue the pieces on here, so I have to be careful when I'm handling this. But overall, I am quite happy with this still. This is one of the ones that has to this day remained one of my favorites. There's a lot of cool stuff in if you look in the water, there's just some like Easter eggs in there and stuff. So I would love to do something similar to this in the future. This is an idea that lived in my mind for a very long time before I actually worked on it. I think I had this idea for over a year, and I'm just really happy with this one. However, it is quite dusty because the acrylic box collapsed, and I need to figure out a way to dust it but also put it back together. Also, you know what I just realized? There's a protective film on this I never took off. The question is, do I take it off now or do I leave it on? There's a protective film on the other side too that I never took off. You know what, for now, for today's purposes, I'm going to leave them on just because, I don't know, do I take them off? Wow, it's so much shinier. Okay, I'm gonna take this one off. I'm gonna take this side off, although I'm a little nervous. I'm nervous my hands aren't clean enough for this. So I need to put this together very carefully. This is quite dusty, but to be honest, I don't know how to dust this. I don't have like a duster or anything. Wow, it's so much shinier. It's kind of crazy. I don't really know how to go about dusting this, and I'm wondering if the dust just kind of adds a certain oomph to it since it is abandoned. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and close it up. I'm gonna try really hard not to shake the camera, but you are very high up, and for some reason, the higher up you are, the less the tripod is stable. So I apologize in advance. I'm very sorry if it shakes a lot. I'm gonna go get the acrylic box pieces so we can start putting this back together. Well, first I should put down this. Look how shiny this is. This is what it originally looked like, and this is what it looks like now. I don't know if I'm gonna take the one off the bottom. I don't know if it matters. You know what? I need to find a microfiber cloth, which I do have, so let me grab that first. Turns out that the microfiber cloth and the serial killer Dexter gloves are still here. I'll actually be able to put these together better because I won't have to worry about getting fingerprints on it. However, the microfiber cloth in theory is supposed to work, but there's always gonna be a little bit of dust in here, and I can't focus on that too much or it will drive me up a wall. I'm gonna get the best I can. Of course, I'm still obsessing. You probably can't even see it on camera, but up close it's there, and I don't like it. So much dust. Okay, all right. So let's set this on here. See, look, you can't, majority of it's covered anyway. I don't know why I cared so much. You're not gonna see it. It is kind of nice that it's shiny now. Now to grab the other pieces that I need to put this back together. I don't really know how to get this in camera. I'm gonna have to do it slightly off camera, I think, just to, I apologize, but I'm gonna need a little bit of extra space. Oh, gotta put on the Dexter murder gloves. Putting on the Dexter murder gloves. You know, I've never even watched that show, but this is just exactly what I imagine it's like. Don't ask me why. It just feels very creepy. Ow, there's a piece of, ow, I'm being stabbed. Okay. That didn't even fit me properly. What's with this really, like my thumb is down here. But whatever. Doesn't matter. So the issue I'm gonna run into is that all the pieces also are gonna have to be cleaned because they fell and have dust on them. At least need to clean the inside. The outside doesn't matter as much because I can clean it afterwards. Let's go ahead and put this back together on this side. I hope this doesn't crack. Okay, we got one piece on over here. Piece number two. They are a little, they're not dinged up, but there is a little bit of markings on them, which I'm assuming is from it sitting for so long on the miniature. That's unfortunate. I don't think I can get this off actually. You know, I was otherwise happy with this. And I would buy this brand again. I don't remember what brand it was. If I can remember, I'll link it below. I did get it on Amazon a very long time ago. I would recommend it because otherwise it's been great. And honestly, this is kind of my fault it falling apart, so. Okay, 2 on. There's scratches in the same spot all around, which makes me feel like something happened. I don't know. You know, I just realized is I should have done this one first because this is the back piece that it clicks into. I spend entirely too much time online and I have a TikTok song stuck in my head while I do this. It's the I think I'm gonna die in this house song. Okay, I only assume is because I'm stressed by putting this back together. Okay, no, wait. Is it clicking together? Like a badly made Lego set? Oh no, okay, it's coming apart. Come on! Oh, it's not clicking into the back. There we go. Okay, now the side's not going in. Why does this hate me? Okay. We've made contact with my last nerve. All right. It's done. Next piece. Again, this one wasn't really like broken or anything, but you know, it's all about putting my miniatures back together after the move. This one's, this is really annoying because I don't know if you can tell, but it's scuffed up quite badly, which sucks because it's the front piece. I might actually make this the back piece, turn this around, because this is pretty scuffed up. I don't even know what happened. So let's go ahead and turn this around actually. I'm gonna take this out, flip it around, because the majority of the scuffs are on this piece. And I guess if it's a back piece, I don't have to worry about it as much. No one's gonna be looking at it. Still quite unfortunate considering how expensive these acrylic boxes are. Now there's one more. Let's hope this piece didn't get scratched up too bad. There's scuffs on every single piece though, which is very disappointing. I just don't even know how this happened. I really don't. It was inside, like I said, it was inside of a box, so I'm a little surprised and a little disappointed. This happened. Look at this stupid thumb. Oh, there's so much dust on this still. I'm hoping it's on the outside. Hoping it's on the outside. But this is back together, I think. Let's try and wipe off some of this dust. Yeah, it looks like the majority of this is on the inside. I mean outside. It doesn't, like it goes together, but it doesn't like click in. So it can very easily be taken apart again, which I guess kind of is helpful because I didn't permanently attach this top piece, as I said. Okay, well, this is finished. That was the easiest one so far and probably all together. Where I'm at, I have gone ahead and glued this all down and I can already tell it is starting to straighten out some. This looks a little crazy, but it's fine. I need these to stay in place because it was warped. It kept wanting to like pop them off. This side is already dry, but this side is not. So I'm already here. This is where we're at. The lighting's a little crazy too. It's already kind of flat. Like it's already, I can tell it's starting to flatten out more and I could probably not do another layer, but I am going to do another layer the opposite direction, mostly because I already measured out for this as the trim. And if I don't do 2 layers, I can't use this as a trim. And to be honest, I don't know how else I would finish off the edges of this if I don't do that. I mean, it looks okay. I don't know. I guess we'll see when this is dried. I can take a better look at it, but I like the idea of like just having a clean edge with these coffee star sticks. So I am gonna wait for this to dry and then I'm gonna go ahead and do another layer of the tongue depressors in the opposite direction. This is finally dry, so I need to find the silver paint, the Posca paint pen, so I can go ahead and finish this. And then I need to do this part, which is like the part that I'm dreading the most because this is very difficult to begin with. And now I'm going to be using material that is harder to work with because I think I'm going to use, although is this crooked? Did it dry crooked or is it always crooked? Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'm going to be using, I think, armature wire or something. I haven't decided yet, but the paper clip was too like malleable. It didn't work. This is sticking out again. I don't really know how to get this to not do this. It's kind of, just go in there. Come on, wires, go in there. Come on. I don't know, I'll fix this off camera because it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and start making new netting for this. And yep, that's it. I think to do this, I'm gonna draw this out, this shape, and then on like a piece of paper, printer paper maybe, and then just do the shape on that. Do it on a piece of paper and then install it into this. I don't really know how to glue it on. I used hot glue last time, which I think was part of the issue of why it looks so like bubbly. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what I decide to do, but for now, I'm gonna start drawing this up and going from there. I've now glued on the second layer of wood, and as you can see, it's drying. Is this overkill? Maybe, but I don't want anything to fall off. This thing, you know, it looks like I'm going through a lot just to fix this, but I want to make sure it sits nicely on the shelf and doesn't wobble. Overkill? Yes. Worth it? Yes. I'm gonna go ahead and let this sit and dry. It's probably gonna take overnight, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put the trim on and then paint that black. And then I'm gonna reattach everything, which includes the crib, the teddy bear that fell off. There's a little piece of like the faux glass that fell off, but I already glued that back on since it was little. And then this one will be done. And then it'll be time to work on this and finish that up. I've just taken all these off. This is where we're at. It's still a little warped, to be honest, but I can't fix it any more than I've already fixed it. Now it's time to sand this down a little bit make sure it's even, add the trim, paint it black, and then add the stuff back on top. And that's where we're at. I'm a little nervous still to work on this. I don't really know how I'm gonna fix it, but we will see when I start working on it. I mean, I know how I'm gonna fix it, I think. I just think it's gonna be difficult to fix it, but we'll see, we'll see. Let's finish this for now. While this is drying back here, I have a little bit of glue in my finger, ignore that. I have a splinter, and I'm hoping that'll help me get it out. While this is drying back here, I pulled out the mesh, and I was a little afraid that this was gonna fall apart. This is a woven material, the old one. This is all one piece. So I think that when I cut this, it's gonna keep its shape. It's not as, oh no, it is folded multiple times. Cool, so there's quite a bit in here as well. I am afraid I'm gonna stab myself, but it is one piece rather than being woven, which I much prefer, because this, when I was cutting this up, these little pieces were flying off everywhere. It was kind of a nightmare. I don't know who decided to do that, but whatever. I mean, it wasn't meant for this. It's my fault, I guess. I just tried to do things cheaply and I should stop. I was looking at this though. This is the original one, minus the paper clips. I don't know if I want to add the paper clip thing back on because I was afraid that it was a little oversized. And I kind of like this, I don't know, that just looks kind of nice. My dog's walking away. That just looks kind of fine how it is. I don't think it necessarily needs, I don't know, the brackets. I'm gonna go ahead and trace these and cut out some pieces though to go on this. I still have not painted this, I need to paint that too. But that's drying back there. Yeah, it was kind of, it gave me a splinter, not great. I need to like open this up. There's quite a bit in here. How do you flatten this? What do I cut it with? Do I just cut it with scissors? That's the only thing I don't really understand how to use this. Is it on the package? Does it suggest? Let's see here. I don't know if this is old, new. I'm assuming they still sell this. Like, this doesn't look like it's been folded. There's no fold lines in this face. Yep. Okay, I'm gonna figure this out and trace these pieces out and cut them out. Let's figure out how. Turns out scissors is the best way to do this. I'm trying to very carefully cut out this shape in hopes that this works. So I don't really want to measure out the size again. I think I liked it how it was. I don't know. I don't know how I'm gonna glue this together though, because I used hot glue last time and I don't like the way it looked. Okay, first one's done. Look at that. Beautiful. It's also much finer. Is that gonna be a problem? Nah, right? Nah. Okay, gonna count the next one. Don't pull on this, realize it stretches. It's weird, I don't know. Now that these are cut out, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna try and wing this. The hot glue, the issue is I used a lot of it and it dried really thick. So I'm hoping that if I just use tacky glue and I just don't use a ton of it, it'll stick, but then once it's dry, not look insane. We will see. Okay, let's go ahead and affix this. The issue is though, I think I'm gonna have to hold it while it dries. Yeah, I might have to hold this. I'm gonna have to hold it. As you can kind of see here, I had to configure this to keep its shape as it was drying last night. This is my honest reaction. I'm taking it apart now. I'm a little nervous. I don't know how this held up. Oh no. Okay, so that's, there we go. Oh no. Okay, okay. That one come out, and this one's gonna be glued to it too. Come on. Okay, there we go. Okay, okay, people, look at that. That looks fine. It's a little dented looking, but a lot of these, when I was a kid, were metal, and there were some that were netting, and so, yeah. I think this is fine, actually. I'm not upset about it. Now, I was kind of undecided on if I wanted to add the, like, support pieces, and I actually think, let me pull this out a little bit, the camera. Look how messy my desk is, woof. Okay, I think I like it without them. I feel like before they were too big, and so they stood out a lot. Well, don't know now. I don't know. Here's what I'm gonna do. Here's what I'm gonna do. If you made it this far into this video, comment below, let me know. Should I leave it like this or should I add this? Because I kind of like it both ways. I think it looks really nice, kind of clean because it is 12th scale, so like you wouldn't be able to see it that well. That also looks really nice. I just think it's not in scale. If you made it this far, comment below and let me know. I just need to paint this silver now. I cannot find my Posca pen, so we're going to have to try and do the silver paint again from Liquitex. I don't know how that's gonna go because it didn't go very good last time. This is all dry, so this needs to be painted. We're gonna try the Liquitex though. We're gonna try the Liquitex. Okay, take 2 for the silver. I put a little dab out, and I think I'm just gonna go really slow and do as straight of a line as I can, because even though they're not connected. You won't be able to tell this part and this part. If they're slightly off, I don't think you'll be able to tell. And honestly, I probably should have done this before I glued on this screen, but we're here now. And so I'm just gonna go and do like a tiny little bit at a time. And I'll probably need to do multiple layers. I have shaky hand when it comes to painting, so. I feel like I normally have a very steady hand, but for some reason when it comes to painting, it's shaky. That's the first layer. I know you can't really see it. This paint, if you don't wait for it to dry before you put down a second layer, it just scrapes the first layer off, which I know like a lot of paint works like that. But this paint in particular is very opaque, and so you have to do a lot of layers to get it to be like a solid color. So I'm gonna let that dry, and then we're gonna start painting this. We're jumping around a lot. As you can see, I cleaned up my desk a little bit. Not much, just a little bit. Now let's do the second layer of paint. The silver paint, it's not the greatest, again, because I don't have a very steady hand, but it definitely looks passable. And because this is gonna be high up on a shelf, I don't really care if it's perfect. If I was like giving this to somebody, going to sell it or something, I would do a lot better of a job, but because it's gonna sit on my shelf, I don't care as much. Done, cool. You can kind of see a little bit better. Once it dries, I think it's a little bit shinier. This is done. Move that to the side, move this in, and now it is time to paint the edge. I really didn't know what color to paint it, and I considered actually leaving it like this because I like the contrast, but I just think it's gonna look better if it's black. It is still a little warped. You can't really tell as much, but it feels more solid, which I like. I'm going to, do I leave it wood? No, I'm gonna paint it black. Yeah, I'm gonna paint this black. Okay, let's start painting black. Let's get some black paint ready. It is, okay, I already got paint on me. I don't even know how that's possible. I live in New England, and as I say at the beginning of all my videos, and we are supposed to get 12 to 18 inches of snow. Yeah, 12 to 18 inches of snow tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. There's a big blizzard coming, I guess, and it's like -20 wind chill and like 35-mile-per-hour wind. So I'm trying to finish this project so I can get the video out just in case my power goes out. But I'm just gonna paint this black. I gotta be really careful. I don't really care what the bottom looks like, to be honest. I just don't. I know like I should, but I don't. I care what this part looks like because you're gonna see this, so I need to be really careful not to get it on the boards. And I have this trusty dusty old thing to not get it on my mat. Yeah, I'm glad I went with painting this because I think this is gonna look 10 times better than not painting it. So yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm just gonna paint it black. In the end, I'm really glad I decided to paint this because I do like how it looks, although I guess I need a little bit of touch up there. But I like how it turned out. So in the end, like I said, glad I decided to paint that. I was a little on the fence about whether or not I was going to, but I did. And like I said, I'm glad I decided to. I can't say that, I can only say that so many times. So I need to do a little bit of a touch up, it looks like right there. Yeah, I just need to do a couple little touch ups and then, not many, just the one I think actually. Okay, that would have been bad, okay. This is why you should always use your paint palette and not squeeze out paint over your project. That would have made me very upset. I'm gonna paint a little bit right here because it's not fully flat still. It kind of sticks up a little bit on the side. And if you look really close, you'll be able to see the wood underneath. And if I paint it black, it just will blend in. There's one other spot right here I need to do that. Now I just need to wait for this to dry and then I can glue everything back together and then this one's done as well. I'm gonna go ahead and use tacky glue again. I think that the hold would have been fine had it not been for the warping. I'm gonna go ahead and put the teddy bear on first, the creepy little teddy bear whose skin unfortunately ripped off. But, oh, you know what? I'm an idiot. I should have figured out how it went on before I put the glue down. Oh no, okay. How did this go on here? Okay, well luckily I didn't put that much glue. No. Is that its butt? Okay, figured out. That took more than I'd like to admit, but hopefully this stays on now because I used a lot of glue and there's glue all over him now. Let's see here, it goes in just like that. Should be quite secure. And then this was kind of, I remember this was tucked into here and this was up again. Oh, it couldn't have been because the teddy bear's there. I know this was tucked into here somehow because that's how that was like that. It was like this? I think it was like this. I think it was like that. So let's go ahead and put some glue on the bottom feet of this. Oh, I don't know how to do this. Okay. I think that when I first got into miniatures, this wasn't even first, I don't know, I'm making excuses for myself, but I think I was using a lot more hot glue because I knew it would be an instant hold rather than tacky glue, which, I mean, it sets pretty quickly in my opinion compared to other glues, but not as quick as hot glue. And I wanted stuff that would stick immediately because I needed it to hold. Not meaning to move that. Okay. So now I'm gonna let this sit overnight. I mean, it probably won't take overnight, but it's late and I'm gonna go to bed. So we will wrap up the video tomorrow. That is that on that, and things are done. As you can see behind me, I can't really pick it up, but you can kind of tell that I put this back in its little acrylic box. The acrylic box is a little scratched up and damaged from moving it, which is a little unfortunate. It's still a really good quality otherwise. I think I would still recommend it, just don't try and move it across country. Also, I'm looking a little crazy right now because I just went outside to shovel snow and my hair got soaked and it's just doing its own thing right now. So let's just ignore that. I can't fix it, I tried. I don't know what's going on with it. So let's start with, besides this, which is back and up and running, I want to get it out of this box. The box was only meant for the move, but to do that, I have to figure out what to do with this stuff. I have a bookshelf over here that has books on it that aren't miniature related, and I think I might move those out of this room so I can use this bookshelf. We'll see. That's in the future. Like I said in my last video, I want to try and like fix up my background so it's more miniatures and stuff. So I need to get this sorted. Oh, that sorted. I need to get this sorted behind me. Okay, let's start with something that wasn't mine but is fixed. It's a little crooked, like a tiny bit crooked right there, but it's not the end of the world. The back one's straight. This is back to a fine quality. It's gonna go back on my shelf. It was already up there. That's done. Next is this. Still works. I wish that when I turned it on, it made like a little the little noise that they make. But this was my first experiment with lighting in a miniature, because I'd never made anything that had lighting before, and I wanted to try something that did. This was the result of that. Is it perfect? The fixing? No. Do I still have some issues with it? Probably. But I'm still gonna leave it how it is because I'm happy enough with it. However, again, if you made it this far, let me know. Should I do like the paperclip armature around it, or does it look okay how it is? I kind of liked it both ways, which is why I was on the fence. But I think it might have been Bentley House Miniatures. I don't remember now. But somebody said if you've never worked with lighting in miniatures before, to try something small. And so that's what I did. I tried something small because my next project's gonna have a lot of lighting in it, and I don't really know how I'm gonna do it because I've never done it before. See what happens with that. Next is this. This is finally fixed. I can't tip it to show you. That's not gonna fall because this thing's, it rocks, so it might, it would look kind of, okay, I can kind of show you. See? I'm like still afraid it's gonna fall. I don't know why. I'm really happy with how this turned out. It is still a little warped, like I said, but it fits much more flat on the desk or like a shelf, wherever I'm gonna put it. I'm very happy with that, and I think that this perfectly, again, I didn't finish the bottom, but like it's gonna be sitting on a shelf. No one's gonna see the bottom. But I really like this black frame I put around it. I don't know why, but like I feel like it really finishes off the miniature. A lot of my miniatures kind of like loose, for a better word, I guess. Like this is just like sitting out, right? I've made a lot of stuff like that, and I like this because the frame makes it look like a little vignette. And I think I want to move in the direction of doing more stuff like this, where if I'm going to do one like piece of furniture, doing a small vignette that has a story behind it. Like obviously this has a story behind it. You know, it's birth certificate, baby being birthed. I want to do more vignettes that have like little stories. And I think that framing it like this will help make it look nice. Show that it's one thing. This is a miniature, right? But it's a miniature without a story. It's just a skee ball machine. My vending machine, which is one of my favorites, again, is just a vending machine. This has a story and a frame. This is saying like, this is the whole thing. It's not floating out in the ether. This is it. So I think I want to move in that direction if I'm going to make individual furniture, still putting it out a little thing like that where I can put a story behind it. These to me kind of have stories, right? This is my Severance miniature. This is a mid-century modern front door with, fun fact, that is my last house's street number. That's why I chose that. Favorite director. These have stories to me. 90s girl bedroom has a story. This is just a skee ball machine. So I want to move in that direction where my miniatures have more stories, because I just work better when I have a story behind it. That's all for this week. Next video, what am I gonna work on? I don't know. You'll have to come in and see that for yourself. I'm gonna go and like maybe shape my head, and I will see you all in my next video. Goodbye.